Good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everyone doing tonight? I figured I'd hop on right quick because we are getting close to a couple of due dates for these LLC annual reports. We need to make sure that our businesses are structured correctly. We have a lot of grants coming out in April. So I want to make sure everyone has all their I's dotted and their T's crossed. So quick note, I do not do Bitcoin. I don't do any kind of investments. I do not accept payment via Cash App. That is not a proper business payment. So please, I have several fake pages. People are going to be talking to you about Bitcoin. Do not Bitcoin anyone any money. Don't Cash App anyone any money. I am not going to be lurking your DMs talking to you about investment opportunities, okay? So ignore all of the fake pages. If you do have questions, if you could put them in like the little chat box on the right regarding asset protection or business structure, it's easier for me to read them that way. But let's just get into it. Okay, so we want to make sure that once we form our LLC, that we are still protected. Where am I? See, I went onto a conference and I haven't unpacked. I don't have my cups out. So we're gonna remix my cups, okay? So when you're forming your LLC so that you and your business are not one, that you're separate. Okay, so your house, your car, your assets have nothing to do with the business assets or the business debt. So if something goes wrong with our business and we close this business down, it files bankruptcy, it's just gone, that does not affect our house, our home, our money in our bank, okay? Here is the issue. Forming the LLC will be the first step in separating your assets from the business assets or business liability or business creditors. But there are several things that we have to do to keep this separation, okay? The first thing we need to do is make sure that we are filing our annual LLC report. Every state except for like 4, South Carolina, Arizona, one more, they are not going to require an annual report. Some states like New York will have it maybe every 2 years, but most states are going to require some kind of LLC annual report to be filed. If you don't file that report, your state is going to make your LLC inactive, okay? To reactivate the LLC, you're going to just file your annual report, pay whatever late fee that they're going to charge you, and make your LLC active again. The issue is going to come if you get any kind of contract dispute, any kind of lawsuit, anything happening in that time when your LLC is inactive. You are no longer separate from your business. You are one. Okay, so if I forgot to file my LLC annual report and I had a contract dispute with one of my vendors, they then sued me. They're going to look at the time of the lawsuit with the Secretary of State. Were you in good standing? If it says inactive, then that means that your assets are not going to be protected. Okay. So you want to make sure that you're filing your annual report. If you look at your Secretary of State, it's going to tell you whether your state is most states are going to be every year. New York is every 2 years. But Ohio, South Carolina, Arizona, they don't have to file a report. But everyone else needs to be filing an LLC annual report, okay? Texas, we are due May 15th. Florida, we are due May 1st. Some states make your due date the year anniversary of when your LLC was filed. Other states just have a blanket date, but this May, June, July, like these dates are coming up of when these LLC reports are due. So make sure you get your LLC report in. If you are inactive, make sure that you are filing your late reports to make your LLC active. If you have done nothing with your LLC, it's made no money, you still have to file this report with your state. This report is telling your state that, hey, I am still using this name, so do not, put this name back in the pile for someone else to use. Okay, so number one, you want to make sure that you have your LLC active. Number two, you want to make sure that we are not commingling funds. This is going to be the biggest hiccup that business owners, new, old, seasoned, whatever, always are going to have to deal with. You got to make sure that your business and your personal income is separate. It's hard, okay? It's hard. But think about it this way. The first thing that opposing counsel is going to do, they're going to first look up your LLC to see if you're active. Second, they're going to subpoena your bank statements. They're going to want to make sure that your business is really a separate business and you're not just one big pot of gumbo. Okay, so you want to make sure that on the business account, we don't have personal expenses coming out. Okay, things like lashes, nails, haircuts, you want to make sure that nothing that just screams personal is coming out of that business account. Although you are your LLC because you are your business, we don't want the business creditors coming over here messing with our personal money. Okay, so if you want to have that respect of being separate, you got to run it like it's separate. So although I don't know, we have a new business, old business, you got to put on your money hats. Okay, everyone on this live is a multi-million-dollar business owner. You are the CEO of the next Walmart, the next Netflix. Is the CEO of Walmart swiping the Walmart corporate card as he takes his family to the movies? He's not. So we got to run our business like it's a multi-million-dollar business. If you're not a multi-million-dollar business right now, maybe no problem. That just means in the next couple of months, in the near future, where, the money's going to hit the bank. Okay. But you got to first run your business like a multi-million-dollar business before the money comes. If you're running it like a side hustle, if you nickel and dime, if you're just doing whatever, when that money comes, that money's going to go. Because you don't have the proper systems, you don't have the proper infrastructure in place to be able to sustain the growth long term, and to be able to handle all the other stuff that comes with more money. Okay, so although you are your business, you are a CEO of a multi-million-dollar business, a seven-figure business. We are not swiping. We are not using our business account as a piggy bank. So if we are not taxed as an S corp, if we are not a corporation, we're just a regular LLC, and you have personal bills that you have to pay, we're going to either write ourselves a check out the business bank account, or we're going to just do like a little ACH wire transfer from the business account to the personal account, and then from that personal check card, you can go for what you know. Okay, but we are not going to commingle funds. This is going to be the first thing opposing counsel, meaning the lawyer that's suing you, he's going to subpoena your bank records, or she's going to subpoena your bank records. Because what they're trying to do is they are trying to break this up. Like, y'all not really two, y'all are really one. Because if I make y'all one, I can get access to more things versus if you're two. Okay, so although I'm teaching you how to, make these boundaries, put protections around yourself, the other side is trying to come through those layers of protection. Okay, so banking, keep it separate. Don't swipe it. If you accidentally swiped your card one time, it's not going to be the end of the world. Make some kind of documentation, like basically make a reimbursement form, okay, and reimburse yourself. So today, before you got on my live, you actually took your card at a Walmart, the kids needed snacks, and you got the snacks, okay? It's not going to be the end of the world. In the morning when you get to the office, you're going to make a reimbursement form, right? Type reimbursement form, have a date, and, hey, I use company funds for $92.03 at Walmart on this date. Staple the receipt to the reimbursement form. If you know what a reimbursement form looks like, you can just Google it, just make it like like it's a real business, right? And you're going to write yourself a company check. I prefer paper because you want a paper trail, because when the IRS comes, it's just a mess, right? So I write a company check to yourself. No, write a personal check to the business, reimbursing the business for the $97 that you swiped at Walmart with these kids' snacks, okay? Copy the check, copy the receipt, staple it on their reimbursement form, put it in a file folder, and put it in a file cabinet, okay? If you're a guy and we're not organized, you need to go get at least give me like a little, some kind of plastic container, a desk drawer. Give me something as to where we're going to keep our corporate documents. If you don't already have the Vault, my business organizer, all guys need to have this. Maybe get you a little notebook, download this. It's going to, be able to keep all of your corporate forms. But you got to have something that we keep all of our important records together. For this reason, the IRS ain't going to come until 3 years from now. The lawsuit's not going to come until later on down the road. When they bring up your bank statements and they're saying, hey, on this date, what's this Walmart charge? You're not going to remember, oh yeah, that day before I got on the live, I swiped it at Walmart for the kids' snacks, but I reimbursed myself. So any kind of forms you have for your business, you want to make sure that they're all together. So when it's time to produce them, you already know exactly where they are. Okay. So we're going to make sure that our LLC is active by filing our annual report. We are not going to commingle these funds. Okay. We are not going to commingle these funds. And those are going to be the main two things that we need to do to keep our asset protection. Depending on what kind of industry you're in, if your industry requires insurance, you have to be insured. Normally insurance or bonds or permits, all of that is normally going to be at the state or the city level. So if your industry, just I would Google your city and whatever is the industry and permits, or your city and the industry and licenses, your city and the industry and insurance. If your particular industry requires a certain amount of insurance, a certain type of insurance, or a certain kind of license and permit, and you don't have that, that's going to be another way of them, quote unquote, piercing that corporate veil, basically getting to your personal assets. Okay. So we do not want people to be able to touch our personal stuff. That is the whole reason for forming our LLC. Okay. So make sure it's active. Make sure we were not commingling funds, and you want to make sure that whatever kind of license, permit, insurance your industry requires that you have. Okay. The best bank for LLCs. The best bank for LLCs is what is really going to be whatever bank you feel comfortable banking with. Okay. If you want a big bank, leave Wells Fargo alone. Bank of America, Chase, Capital One. If you want a smaller bank, your Navy Fed, any kind of local credit union. If you're looking to have a bank that's going to eventually loan you money, a local bank or a local credit union is going to give a smaller business more money over a big bank. Since we're on banking, you want to make sure that our bank account is never negative. Okay. So business bank accounts, we can never have an NSF. We cannot have any kind of negative balances. If you have a negative balance, you will be denied for funding. Okay. So once again, we are a 7-figure business. We are not going to be having a negative balance. It's easier to manage cash flow if you have multiple bank accounts. So money coming in and going out of one account is kind of hard to manage. So I always say at least have 3 to 4 accounts. One for the money that's coming in to your income account, and your second bank account will be for your expenses or your operating account. This will be the account that has the check card, the checks. You're paying all your bills at this account. They'll all be at the same bank. You're going to transfer your money either daily, weekly, monthly, however your cash flow is, from the income account to the operating account to be able to pay your bills. Your third account will be for your tax/savings. So putting money aside for a rainy day for the IRS when you owe taxes, that will be that account. If you have payroll and you're paying employees, I never pay employees on a bank account that has real money on it, because employees will do employee fraud and they will either change the check amount or they're going to just make up fake checks. It is what it is. It's called business. So I always have a separate account for payroll, and it also makes it easier for your CPA or accountant to kind of see your income, your expenses are here, and then your payroll is here. Okay, what questions? If I hit this box, am I going to mess stuff up? Let's see. Let's see. See, I hit the box. I hit the box. Whenever I touch something on my live, now it's just a blank screen. So, I can't see any questions. Maybe let me see if I go on my other phone. Can I see what's going on? If I go on my other phone, can I see what's going on? I'm not even live on my other phone. Okay, y'all. So I cannot see your questions. So because I can't see your questions or answer your questions, I will just log on in a second. I'm going to log off and log back on.